Hidden behaviors of emotionally dangerous people. Hook. Emotionally dangerous people rarely look dangerous. They often appear calm, friendly, understanding, or even caring. That is what makes them difficult to recognize. The most damaging behaviors are usually the ones that stay hidden beneath ordinary conversations and everyday interactions. Here are 7 psychological insights into the hidden behaviors of emotionally dangerous people. 1. They make you doubt your own feelings. Emotionally dangerous people often question your emotional reactions instead of addressing their behavior. When you express discomfort, they may tell you that you are overreacting, being too sensitive, or imagining things. Psychologically, this shifts attention away from their actions and places it on your perception. Over time, this creates confusion. You begin to question your own judgment. The result is a gradual loss of trust in your own emotions. And when people stop trusting themselves, they become easier to control. 2. They use kindness strategically. Not all kindness comes from genuine care. Some people use kindness as a psychological tool. They become generous when they want influence, loyalty, or emotional access. Their kindness often appears exactly when it benefits them. Psychologically, this creates emotional debt. People naturally feel pressure to return favors and maintain harmony. The impact is subtle but powerful. You may feel obligated to tolerate behavior that you would normally reject. Their kindness becomes a shield that protects them from accountability. 3. They create emotional dependency. Emotionally dangerous people often position themselves as the solution to your problems. They encourage reliance rather than independence. Psychologically, dependency increases their importance in your life. The more dependent someone becomes, the more influence they gain. This can happen through constant advice, excessive involvement, or making themselves the center of emotional support. The result is a loss of personal confidence. Instead of trusting yourself, you begin looking to them for validation and direction. 4. They punish boundaries without saying it directly. Healthy people respect boundaries. Emotionally dangerous people often react negatively when boundaries are introduced. However, they rarely do it openly. Instead, they may become distant, cold, disappointed, or passive-aggressive. Psychologically, this sends a message. The message is that protecting yourself comes with emotional consequences. Over time, people learn to avoid setting boundaries to prevent conflict or rejection. This creates an unhealthy dynamic where one person's needs dominate the relationship. 5. They collect personal information for future use. Emotionally dangerous people pay close attention to your vulnerabilities. They remember insecurities, fears, mistakes, and emotional weaknesses. At first, this can feel like understanding and empathy. Psychologically, information creates influence. The more someone knows about your emotional triggers, the easier it becomes to predict your reactions. The danger appears later. During disagreements or moments of tension, they may use that information to manipulate, shame, pressure, or control. What was shared in trust becomes a tool for leverage. 6. They constantly shift responsibility. One of the clearest signs of emotional danger is the refusal to accept responsibility. When problems arise, they find someone else to blame. If confronted, they often redirect attention toward another issue. Psychologically, accepting responsibility requires self-awareness and emotional maturity. Avoiding responsibility protects their self-image. The impact is exhausting. Conflicts never get resolved because accountability never happens. The other person is left carrying emotional burdens that do not belong to them. Over time, this creates frustration, resentment, and emotional fatigue. 7. They create uncertainty to maintain control. Emotionally dangerous people often send mixed signals. One day they are warm and supportive. The next day they become distant or unavailable. Psychologically, unpredictability increases emotional focus. The human brain naturally seeks clarity and consistency. When behavior becomes inconsistent, people spend more energy trying to understand what changed. This keeps attention directed toward the emotionally dangerous person. The result is an unhealthy cycle of confusion and emotional dependency. People become focused on earning approval instead of evaluating the relationship objectively. Ending. Emotionally dangerous people are rarely identified by a single action. They are identified by repeated patterns that slowly affect confidence, clarity, and emotional stability. The danger is often hidden in small behaviors that seem harmless on the surface. The more aware you become of these patterns, the harder they are to use against you. Self-awareness is one of the strongest forms of protection in human relationships. If this helped you understand people better, subscribe for more psychology insights.